In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine?
Welcome to Mo Mears Show. I'm Mo.
Mears.
Week 2 of the playoffs. We're into the divisional round, right?
Yeah, divisional round.
Is that what they call it?
We're here in Nags Head, the Outer Banks.
The Outer Banks. Yeah, we're continuing our trip down the East Coast on our way to the Pro Bowl in Miami.
Yeah.
Very excited about the Pro Bowl.
It is. It's going to be spectacular.
4 games this week. Going to set up the conference championships for next week. The first one, New Orleans hosting the Cardinals. Cardinals had one side of the ball last week with the offense.
Yeah, their defense didn't really want to play, I guess, but Kurt Warner made up for it, throwing more touchdown passes than incompletions, which is mind-boggling. This week, I like New Orleans to win at home. I mean, that Superdome's going to be rocking. It gets really loud in there. Their offense is really good. Their defense is rested. I think their defense is better than Arizona's defense, especially after last week's performance. So I like to see New Orleans win by like about 14.
You can't discount the Cardinals when you got a team that, went to the Super Bowl last year, and now they're back in the playoffs, and they played similar last week as they
yeah, they really did.
As they did last year. But the Lord can only take Kurt Warner so far. New Orleans wins. I think I'm with you. I think it's basically because if that defense shows up, Drew Brees, even though they've had the week off and kind of 3 weeks now because they didn't play much
right
the last week, but I'm going to take New Orleans to hold serve. Colts hosting the Ravens. This is our theory that the Colts are not good in the first round. We said we would pick them to lose. Yes,
and the Ravens played a spectacular game against the New England Patriots. Their defense forced 3 turnovers in the first quarter. They were up 21-0. They really look good. They look like a team that's hit its stride. Their running game is just spectacular. So if you have a running game and a defense, that's really a formula for a championship. I like Baltimore to go in and upset the Colts this week.
Baltimore was winning, 24-7, 24-0. And Joe Flacco had a 2.8 passer rating. I'm going to pick the Ravens because we said we would. But if Joe Flacco is going to perform, they're too conservative. I mean, they were up big early, so. But he's going to have to throw the ball
a little bit more.
Yeah. He's going to have to do something. But it's up to Baltimore's defense to get in Manning's face and rattle him, and it's going to be tough for him. But I'm going to go out there and. I mean, we missed everything last week pretty much.
Exactly.
So, going to accept the Eagles game and pick that one. So, I'm going to pick the Ravens.
Okay.
So, then we got the 1 o'clock game on Sunday.
So, yeah, we got Dallas going in and Minnesota to face Brett Favre.
It's far. That's
Favre.
Played out. It's fucking. Is that something about Mary? Dude, that was like fucking 12 years ago.
I'm stuck in the 90s.
Yeah, nice sweater.
Anyway,
go-to sweater. Anyway, you've had that like 4 times.
I know. Well, it just so happens it's my Thursday sweater.
Yeah. Okay.
So Dallas destroyed the Eagles last week. Big whoop. Who cares? They should have won that game. They were better. Their defense is playing well, and Tony Romo's playing really differently than he has in the past 3 years. I like them to go in and upset the Vikings at home, and Favre to be out of the playoffs.
Everybody gets on a train when. They win 4 in a row, and they win 4 in a row big, and it started with New Orleans, which was a good game. Washington, Philly twice. Philly, they got exposed for how small they are. And Minnesota's not as small as the Eagles are on either side of the ball. So I think you're going to see a completely different thing. I think you're going to see Dallas from the week before New Orleans, and I think they're going to run into a bigger team that they can't push around, and everybody's talking so big about the defense, they haven't had an offense go against them for 3 weeks. So
that's true.
I'm going to pick Brett Favre and the Minnesota Vikings to beat the Cowboys and bring some reality back to people.
The only reason I really think Dallas has a chance is the loss of E.J. Henderson in the middle for Minnesota's defense. That's a huge loss to them, and they haven't played the same since then.
We'll see.
All right.
We'll see. And then the last game, the Jets going into San Diego, I don't think there's too much to talk about there. Same principle. If the Jets were to win, Sanchez has to throw the ball more than 15 times.
San Diego does
it's not going to work against San Diego.
San Diego does have a little bit of a playoff issue, though. They usually don't do too well in the playoffs. I think this might be a different team this year. They're more complete. It's not just a running game. They're not just relying on Tomlinson. Rivers has been arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the league this year, if not the best. So, I mean, they're the only team that put up 20 points in at least 20 points in every single game this year. They're going to put up 20 points at least, probably more like 30, and I just don't think Sanchez is going to beat them. And I like San Diego big.
Yeah, I mean, unless, San Diego in a blowout to me, I think on top of them being that much better, I think the Jets probably won't ever admit it, but you got to sit back and say we won one playoff game. That's way more than we thought we were going to do this year with a rookie quarterback.
Definitely.
So they're going to be content, and San Diego's not going to be content short of winning the Super Bowl. I don't think.
No, I wouldn't think so either.
It would have to be something weird like last week, where a lot of these playoff games are working out to where teams fall so far behind in the first 2 minutes of the game, 2-3 scores in the first 5 minutes. They can't recover,
right?
But I don't think that's going to happen. So, I'm taking San Diego. Jets, good season. Rex Ryan has got to be happy with it, but it's gonna be over.
So when it comes down to what matters, playoff time. I had a really good record during the regular season. Now I'm 1-3 in the playoffs. I'm losing to you in the playoffs. So obviously, you bring it for the postseason.
I was 2-2, so relax.
Well, no, that's fine. I'm 1 game behind. We got 1 game different this week. Hopefully, I can tie it back up so we can make it interesting for the last 3 games of the season.
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right. Well,
I'm so excited to compete against you in the playoffs after losing to you by 46 games.
Where are we headed next week?
We're going to Disney World.
Woo!
We're going to infringe on some copyrights
as
far as pictures and
stuff.
Definitely. Yeah, we're going to be at the Epcot Center or maybe Space Mountain. I don't know. Maybe we could do the show on Space Mountain. That'd be awesome.
That would be cool.
We'd work that out.
All right. Well, you guys have a good week. Enjoy the games this weekend.
See you.